All right, we are off. Heading into 1-1. Both runners are going to avoid this piranha plant here, either by brushing up against the pipe or even just jump over it. And they're going to grab the mushroom here while maintaining P speed. They will need this mushroom until they get to the first fortress of the game. Looks like Chuck is having a little bit of trouble in 1-1 while Mitch takes care of 1-1 pretty easily here, maintaining P speed the entire way. Now 1-2, this is one level where it's kind of tough to get P speed right off the bat. Looks like Chuck will get it here. Mitch kind of missed it, but he was able to get P speed a little bit after the level. So basically it is sub-pixel dependent by running up those hills to build up your P speed meter. Chuck was able to catch up just a little bit on that after that blunder in 1-1. Now they're heading into the first fortress of the game. Mitch had a little bit of a bonk there trying to go for the waffle jump. And Chuck taking it a little safe for the waffle jump. Does lose P speed grabbing the leaf here, so he will fall behind just a little bit again. And looks like Mitch is going to get the Hammer Brother here early. Now, if the Hammer Brother is in the specific spot, like basically above 1-6, he will provide a Fire Flower for you. But any other spot aside from that, you're not going to get anything from it. It's like Chuck is having a little bit of trouble in 1-5 trying to get P speed, but he was able to come back from it pretty well. Mitch takes a hit on the piranha plant, so he's down to mushroom here. Pretty much neck and neck at this point, but Mitch will have to grab a mushroom in 1-6 if he wants to grab fire in the airship coming up. We're gonna see how the Superman jump goes for both players. Chuck gets it. Mitch is getting it as well. Sometimes that can be a little difficult to get P speed in 1-6 because there's a gap there which can actually lose 1 P meter bar. But both of them was able to get it very smoothly. And there you see the Fire Flower on Chuck's screen. So he's able to get the chicken nugget early. And we see Rupert's dog in the background as the king. So now both of them are in the first airship here. The first of many lovely auto-scrollers we will see in this game. As you can see, like if you stand like to the right side of the screen, you're pretty much safe for the most part. This will actually come into play like later on in World 8. But we know how auto-scrollers can be. They're like very slow, very boring, pretty much talk about anything. Kind of show off a little bit, although don't get too carried away, otherwise a cannonball will hit you in the face or something. Alright, so here we go on the first Koopa Kid, Larry, which Mitch takes care of very easily. Chuck is doing the same thing, going for the fire kill. Does a stomp just for safety because he missed one of the fireballs because hitboxes are very good in this game. Alright, so they're not that far off from each other right now. Heading into World 2. They save the king of this kingdom. Alright, so now we see Mitch heading into 2-1. So you're going to notice him go for P speed and then just kind of brush up against the wall there just to maintain it. This level can be a little bit tricky to get P speed and maintain it throughout the rest of the level. But Mitch and Chuck are both doing that just well. Again, both of these are very seasoned runners in this game. Chuck, I believe he ran this game a little longer than Mitch has, but Mitch is the top guy right now. So now we got 2-2. This one, you'll see they'll perform a butt slide to increase their velocity. And if they were to get stuck on that platform that moves to the right, it acts like a magnetic pull. so they won't be able to get any speed that way. So very great job by both runners. This is a very close race so far, and we're barely getting started here. Alright, we're heading into 2 Fort. Looks like Mitch was trying to go for P-Speed there. He's going to get it towards the end of this section. Let's see how Chuck does here. Chuck gets it early, so he's going to maintain P-Speed heading into the next section of the fort. Now we're going to see Boom Boom for the first time. It takes 5 fireballs to kill Boom Boom, as opposed to stomping on him 3 times, which is a lot slower. So it's very beneficial to have Fire Flower against Boom Boom, as well as the Koopa Kids. Alright, 2-3. This one's a pretty neat level, just keeping P-Speed throughout the rest of the way. There's a strat that they can do called the Red Rocket. Basically, if they had a Koopa shell and they carried it towards the end of the level, and when they kick it while they have P-Speed, the Koopa shell will ricochet a lot faster, making the opening to the pipe lock, you know, they can get there much quicker, but they didn't do that in this case. Alright, so now we have our first glimpse of the angry sun. Look at that face, man. He's like glaring at you, man. And he's gonna start swooping down. This is a very short level, and just, you know, just maintain P-Speed here. No big deal. But sometimes that sun can be trolly, and he'll get in your way and end up getting hit. Alright, so now Mitch is gonna chase after the Hammer brother that has a hammer. So he went to 2-4, as well as Chuck, since his Hammer brother is on the right side of the screen. So that's the main Hammer brother that they want to focus on. So this should be the hammer for Mitch here. Yep, indeed it is. And Chuck should get the same as well. They would basically have to fight specific Hammer Brothers in each world. In this case, there is a Music Box Hammer Brother, which they could take optionally. But I don't think that's a word. I just made it up right now. But it's optional to take that Music Box Hammer Bro, but otherwise you wouldn't need to fight it, because you will get a Music Box later on. As we see both players getting through the pyramid here. Getting through it very nicely, maintaining their Fire Flower. Alright, so we see Mitch heading into the airship first, and Chuck not too far behind. So this is a very good World 2 by both players. Alright, so now we are in this very blue airship. Well, not the airship's not blue, the sky is blue. I mean, why is the sky blue anyway? We don't even know. Unless somebody does know, then you can enlighten me on that. But very self-explanatory airship, nothing really going on. You're just going to see the same old cannons for the bullet bills, and you're going to see some rocky wrenches later on towards the end of the ship. You do get a Fire Flower in this level in case you don't have fire heading into the ship, so that's a good thing to have. Alright. See those rocky wrenches just popping up, throwing their bones. See Mitch enter the layer first, going up against Morton, who is a big boy, but he doesn't have big boy capabilities. He's just like a pound short. So he's technically a cruiserweight. As Mitch grabs the wand in 9:34, and Chuck grabs it in 9:38. So just about 4 seconds apart between these two guys. Yeah, I'm definitely losing my mind. Alright, so they deleted Morton here, Now they're heading off to World 3, which is the Waterland. Okay, 3-1, a water level. Basically, don't get a lot of speed while swimming in the water. However, they are going to take this top route here and obtain P-speed, just to avoid a lot of the water section of this level. Alright. Now 3-2, which is considered one of the harder levels to obtain P-speed. Gonna see if Mitch can get it here, as well as Chuck. They're very close together. Oh no, Chuck falls off the platform. As you can see, Mitch pulled off 3-2 very nicely there with P-speed. Chuck is gonna have to bop the Cheep Cheeps here in order to keep going. Doesn't want to stay in the water for too long. It's quite unfortunate that he fell off the platform while trying to get the P-speed set up. So he's gonna fall behind a little bit here, while Mitch is going through 3-3, getting P-speed early on and maintaining it throughout the rest of the level. Gonna see if Chuck can do the same thing here. Yep, Chuck is getting through just fine. Now we want to pay attention to the Hammer Bros on both players' screens. If the Hammer Brother ends up going off screen to the right, that's considered a runaway bro. If that were the case, then they would have to take a death in 3-6, which is an auto-scroller, just to reset the bridges that you see going up and down after each transition. So we see Mitch getting through the fortress just fine. Chuck is catching up here. Looks like Mitch is going to go to 3-4 to chase that Hammer Brother to the right. Hopefully he will not get a runaway bro here. We're going to see what Chuck does in this situation. Okay, the bro went down, so Chuck still has a chance to catch that bro as well. Alright, the bros were nice for Chuck here, and for Mitch, so neither of them are going to get runaway bros. So they should have the good bridge cycle in order to skip it with the cloud. So now we're going to see Chuck go into 3-4 while Mitch is fighting the other Hammer Bro to set the bridge down. Very nicely done. Now we're going to see the cloud come into play. Now Mitch is heading into 3-8, which has the lovely Boss Bass, who can kill you instantly by just eating you. No, we don't want that to happen, because if that were the case, if they were to die in 3-8, they will have to play 3-6, which is not a good thing to do, and they're going to waste their cloud in the process as well. So it's very important to not die in 3-8. Alright, so we got 3-9 here. Gonna go for the H jump. Alright, Mitch gets the H jump. We're gonna see if Chuck can do the same. And Chuck gets it as well. Despite the blunder of 3-2 for Chuck, he's still pretty much on track behind mitchflowerpower here. And anything can happen in this race. So we can't count either guy out. Very nice World 3 from both players. As we head into the next airship, in which they will face off against Wendy, who's like the Stephanie McMahon of this game. So it's actually very important to have the Fire Flower against her, because she's basically on flat ground, and she throws these rings. And usually when she retracts from the shell, she will throw another ring when you're trying to stomp on her. So it's actually a pretty dangerous fight without Fire Flower here. And it is actually a very easy fire kill. And of course, it does take 10 fireball shots to kill the Koopa kids. Yeah, she's China. Okay, we can call it China. Yeah, then we see those flamethrowers in the airships as well. Alright, here we go. Mitch against Wendy. Takes care of her easily. Grabs the wand at 1541, it looked like. It just changed it to a 42. And Chuck grabs it at 1551. So roughly about 8 to 9 seconds apart. Yeah, it's still very close in this race, and there they get the music box after World 3. So now we're heading into World 4, which is arguably a lot of people's favorite world, Giant Land. It's personally one of my favorites as well when I was a kid. And there's some really cool P-Speed strats in each of these levels. As we see Mitch get the P-Speed strat just fine. So did Chuck. He's going the lower route for the P-Speed. Very nicely done from Chuck. Alright, so we kind of see that Mitch despawned one of the piranha plants here by using one of the ice blocks, as well as like doing a bounce slash fireball on the second Koopa. So it does despawn that piranha plant so they can get P-Speed a lot more easily. We see Chuck also getting through 4-2. And of course we got 4-3 coming up, which is a lot of people's favorite stage. It's really cool when you get P-Speed in this level and maintain it throughout the rest of the way. It just flows very smoothly when you have P-Speed here. But otherwise, if you were to play it casually, there's like a lot of things in the way. As we see Chuck also getting P-Speed. Not too far behind from Mitch here. Alright, so we're going to see the use of the hammer. So they're going to skip the fortress here. And Mitch is going to fight that hammer, bro. Looks like Chuck will as well. Heading to 4-4, which is a water level. And I really don't like this level either, because you got that Locky 2 hovering over. And he has a potential to snipe you at any moment with his spiny eggs. Oh, looks like Mitch is going to get through just fine. Almost getting sniped there. But he was able to react and kill the spiny egg. See Chuck getting through, almost getting sniped as well. Alright, so we see Mitch putting the bros to sleep with the music box. He's probably going to go for the P-Wing in World 5. And we see Chuck doing the same thing as well. Both of them getting through 4-6 here. Maintaining P-Speed. Very nicely done. We're heading into the fortress here. You can actually get P-Speed in this level, as we see Mitch do that. It looks very difficult to get because of how short the platforms are. And you got the Ragu on the bottom. And Chuck is not going to get P-Speed here. But he is keeping fire, which is very important. Now we're heading into the next airship. And this airship, from what I was told, it moves at a blistering 15 pixels. and it is the slowest airship of the game. It takes roughly about 2 minutes or so to get through. So, you guys want to just kind of chill, grab a bag of popcorn, grab some soda. You know, it's a very boring airship. Alright, so we're gonna see them make sure that they don't have multiple of 11 in their coin count. And as well as the tens digit of the score. So if that were the case, they can get in a coin ship. Let's see. I'm just trying to find things to talk about with this airship. It's like, it's putting me to sleep as well. I'm pretty sure it's going to put a lot of people to sleep with these slow auto-scrollers. Get cozy, you know, get some... SMB3 is in fact a video game. Yeah, bust out the Resident Sleepers, folks. As you can totally see how fast this glorious airship is going. I've been trying to come up with words in a good way to describe this airship, but there's like nothing you can actually really say good about it. Alright, so we see Mitch taking care of Iggy with the fireballs. Chuck is about to face off against Iggy as well. Stomps on it first. Looks like he's going to go for the stomp strat instead of the fireballs here. Which isn't a bad idea. I guess he didn't get a good pattern to launch the fireballs. Alright, we're out of that airship. We can get back to normal. We're heading into World 5, which is Skyland. This is where business starts to pick up. So we're going to see Mitch head into 5-1. This is basically scaling up this block mountain here. There is a way to get P speed. It's pretty difficult to do because of all the jumps you have to pretty much keep track of and maintain your P speed as well. Alright, 5-2, which is also known as the Pit of Despair. If they miss this jump right here, Mitch makes it just fine, heading into the top route. Now, if you were to go on the bottom, Cujo actually routed out the bottom section of this level. And there was a lot of obstacles, such as ice blocks and the Buster Beetles and such. And it's basically like a crazy obstacle course. So it's much better to like take a death and then restart the level and take the top route. So thankfully, both players did not get the Pit of Despair. See Mitch heading into the fortress of the ground section of Skyland. Getting through just fine with P-Speed. It's a very cool level as well. It's like, there's a few people that actually like this level. And we see Chuck getting P-Speed as well. Alright, let's see what Mitch is going to do here. He's going to fight the bro. And he gets a P-Wing, so that's exactly what he wanted. The other bro carries a star, which he wants to avoid. And that other bro's out of his reach, so it shouldn't be a problem. I'm going to see if Chuck gets the P-Wing here as well. He gets the star. He might bypass the other bro, or he may have to fight him anyway. Ah, dang, looks like he has to fight him anyway. Alright, so we see Mitch getting through the tower, getting P-Speed as well. Which is a pretty difficult level to get P-Speed and maintain it throughout the entire level. But it's very cool, like, just getting through it. because there's really not much going on in the tower. You're just basically scaling up to get to the sky section. So we see Mitch in 5-4, which is personally my least favorite level of the game. Because of those spinners, they can actually mess you up and just like send you straight to the pit. Alright, so Chuck finishing up the tower while Mitch is heading into 5-5. So they are now a level apart from each other. Still a very close race thus far. I don't want to put any commentators' curse on these guys. Alright, looks like Mitch is gonna fight the bro here. This bro will give a music box, which will be useful for World 7. Which we will see coming up really soon. And Chuck getting through 5-5 here. We kind of see Mitch do a little bit of a jump right before he enters the pipe. By doing that, he will maintain P-speed coming out of the pipe in the next section. So as we saw, he kept P-speed and then he was able to finish the level quickly. Chuck with a snipe on the Wacky 2, very nice. As we see the fortress on Mitch's screen, which we see a ceiling full of lava. Now imagine living in a house like that where you have a lava ceiling and you can see all these putabus just kind of like drop down on you. I mean, I don't know what Bowser did to do that, but he did a pretty good job. Alright, so Chuck is going through the fortress as Mitch is in 5-8, getting P-speed, in which I believe Nintendo Power said that it is impossible to beat this level without the power-up. But as Mitch proves it, you don't necessarily need that. You just get P-speed and just blaze through the level easily. Alright, we see Mitch Cloud 5-9, which is a vertical auto-scroller that goes right and diagonal up. And they want to cloud that level so they don't have to play through that. So they're going to go straight to the airship here. And that power-up block in the airship will provide a fire flower in case you don't have it early on. So we are going to see Roy shortly. Roy's our boy. And now we're gonna see the earthquake effects come into play unless they get a very good pattern and fireball him like instantly. So basically, if Roy were to like land on the ground, it's gonna create a shocking effect or like an earthquake effect, and it will basically stun Mario. Ooh. Roy just jumped for Mitch, but Mitch was able to catch him. And I believe Mitch grabbed the wand at 2849. And Chuck is approaching Roy's lair. That was a very nice fire kill by Mitch. Gonna see how Chuck fares against him. There's the earthquake effect, but Chuck was able to jump in time and get the rest of the fireballs. Grabs it at 2918. Now we're heading into Iceland. So now we see Mitch fight a hammer brother. Since he used his hammer already, the bro was like, okay, we'll just give you another hammer. Here you go. And Chuck is about to approach World 6 as well. Now, the first fortress of World 6, there's actually 3 fortresses in this world, which I believe is the most. We're going to see Mitch take a double damage boost here. He wants to be small in this section. He's going to grab the star, get P-speed, and basically overkill Boom Boom with the star. And it creates an upside down orb. Now we're going to see Chuck's attempt at the double damage boost. He gets it very nicely here. Mitch is heading into 6-4. This is a very slippery level with all the ice blocks. Pretty straightforward. Not much going on with that level. Just don't die, basically. Alright, let's see. Mitch is going to fight a Hammer Bro here. Gonna kind of take it a little safe since he's small currently. He gets a cloud from that one, so he's going to want to avoid the next Hammer Bro, which provides a star. And Chuck is getting through 6-4 very nicely here. Now we see Mitch equip the P-Wing, which is needed for this level in particular because this level intends you to basically grab an object and fly up to the top part. But Mitch did a despawn strat where you have to tail whip 2 of these Buster Beetles, run down a hill, and then fly up to despawn one of the Nippers. And Chuck does the same exact thing. Oh, looks like Mitch is ending up fighting that other bro. Loses his raccoon leaf, which is actually needed for this next fortress. I'm going to see what he's going to do here. He's just going to play it. Normally you want the P-Wing here, not the P-Wing, but the raccoon leaf. They basically fly underneath this level, which he indeed grabs the leaf back, and then intentionally loses it because he doesn't need it afterwards. I'm going to see Chuck get through the fort as well. Also intentionally losing the raccoon leaf. It's getting very close now. So 6-8, we see Mitch grab a ice block, then gets P-speed here, getting the H jump as well. Chuck is going to do the same exact thing. Gets the H jump. Alright, so Mitch uses a P-Wing to fly over 6-9. So is Chuck, so both of them doing the same strats here. Man, this is pretty crazy right now. It's very difficult to keep track on both of these guys since they're very close together now. So we see Mitch intentionally losing the raccoon leaf just so he can get better speed. So does Chuck. Gets through just fine. Alright, so Mitch grabs the orb. Chuck is right behind him. Holy crap, holy cow, this is very insane. Alright, so now they're heading into the next airship. And the power-up provided in this one is the raccoon leaf. So it's really not needed unless you want to take it the safe way. Like, you can have the raccoon leaf and just intentionally lose it in the boss fight, like towards the last hit. It's not necessarily needed. You can just easily do this with the mushroom alone. See, Mitch is gonna go for the clip, misses it. If he got the clip, he would avoid this flamethrower gauntlet here. I thought Chuck died for a moment, but I keep forgetting there's a platform there. You almost got me there, Chuck. Well, actually, no, you did get me. What am I saying? Huh? So now he's getting through the flamethrower gauntlet. And now Mitch is going after Lemmy. Shoutouts to Motorhead. Lemmy doesn't really do much here. He just basically throws these balls. And he balances on one of them also. So it's like a very easy Koopa Kid kill. Chuck grabs it at 35-45. I didn't quite see what time Mitch grabbed the wand. But it's still not very far off. So now we're going to see the 7-1 clip. Now we can make our predictions on how many tries is it going to take for both of them to get the clip. I usually go with 3 every time for every player. So we'll see what Mitch does here. Going to try to go for the duck. Oh, there's the 3rd try for Mitch. Let's see how Chuck does. It's 1. Both of them gets it on the 3rd try. Holy cow. That's insane. That's beautiful. Alright, so now 7-2. We're going to see both runners equip a star here and get P-Speed. Otherwise, the Nintendo's intended way to do it was where you just saw the Koopa that they just passed, that lonely Koopa. If you fall down there, you have to like reveal the music note blocks and then just kind of go around and then go past that portion. But neither of these runners did that as they maintained P-Speed. We did see Chuck take a hit, but it's not going to be much of an issue for 7-3. 7-3, just want to maintain P-Speed here. There are actually star blocks if you get them in a row, but it's really not much of a factor. We'll see Mitch get through it just fine. Now we're going to see Chuck do the same. Chuck is still small, but it's not going to matter after he passes this level, because he will be equipping the P-Wing for the next fortress. So we see Mitch use the cloud to get past 7-4, which is a water auto-scroller. And we see both players using the P-Wing and the Fortress, get into Boom Boom's lair very quickly. Alright, 7-6. I'm gonna need a P-Wing for this one as well. An alternative way to do this level is by clipping as well, but it's much better to have a P-Wing at that point. Alright. Coming down to the last section of World 7. Mitch heading into 7-8. Pretty sure he's going to grab the hammer suit here. Oh! Got hit after missing the pipe. Chuck is going to go through the level normally here. I don't think I've ever seen Chuck do hammer strats before. So he's just going to go through the rest of the level, maintaining P-Speed. Mitch barely avoiding getting hit by that fire nipper. Okay, thank you for correcting me, Haxer. So it looks like both players cloud 7-9 and heading into 7-4-2, which is a very difficult fortress level. As we see Mitch just fly through it with ease, especially with the hammer suit, because you can practically kill the thwomps as well. Very nicely done from Mitch. And then Chuck takes a damage boost to get underneath that little gap. And as you see, Boom Boom dies pretty quickly with the hammer. Alright, so you're going to put that piranha plant to sleep with a music box so they can get to the last airship. Now, there are actually 2 power-ups in this level, and both of them are fire flowers. Now, since Chuck is small, obviously he will get the mushroom first, and then he'll get the fire flower later on in the level. But in case you were coming in this level with Big Mario, then you will get both chances to get fire flowers. And we will see Mitch foregoing the fire flowers since he is the Hammer Suit Mario, and he wants to keep it throughout the entirety of World 8, especially against Bowser. And this airship is pretty long as well. It's around 2 minutes, but it does move at, I believe they said 60 pixels per second. So this actually moves a little, probably like normal as compared to the other airships except World 4. Alright, so I might as well start the hand game now, since they are approaching World 8. And that is definitely going to be a huge factor between these two guys. Who's going to get hands? Who's going to get 0 hands? It could be any combination for both guys. And it will decide the fate on who moves on to the next round. So yeah, go ahead and get your guesses in, folks. And I will end that right when the hands levels start to happen. As we see Ludwig, or Ludwig, however you want to say it, also has the big boy capabilities of shaking the ground. And both players, obviously with the hammer suit, you can't kill the Koopa kids with them, so Mitch had to stomp on him. You could potentially fire kill Ludwig, but it is very difficult to do that, so Chuck also decides to go with the stomping struts. And then the king just says something different on Mitch's screen because he has the hammer suit on. And here we go, heading into the last world of the game, which is known as Autoscroller Land, because there are 4 autoscrollers in this game, in this level, or in this world. Jeez, me stumbling words. And this is very close, folks. My goodness. Even though I mentioned business picked up in World 5, business definitely picked up in this world. I like that, Frigland. This is definitely Frigland. So pretty much, as you see, with these auto-scrollers, there's just a lot of cannonballs, a lot of bob-bombs, rocky wrenches. We saw one flamethrower earlier. It's like Bowser sending out his brigade to take on Mario. And he figured that by sending out a lot of tanks against him would do him a lot of good. Now we see Mitch grabbing these bob-bombs and just like kind of standing there letting the other bob-bomb land on top of it. That's basically reducing lag in that section. Another way to do that is if you were to play the dumb category, which is any percent no wrong warp, you would have the leaf in this point, and you can just do the tail whip to get rid of the bob-bombs that way. Alright, so we see the sock for Mitch. Chuck also gets the sock. So none of them get sockless in this fight against the Brew. There is a fire flower in that power block in case they didn't come in here with fire. But you would have to do a duck jump into that gap in order to grab the fire flower, or you can actually clip into the corner of the block and grab it as well, which is a much cooler strat. And you can see that that water, they could choose to swim underneath it, but it's really not necessary because it is actually a pretty high chance to die as well because of the level pushing you down. I always thought it was chocolate milk as a kid, but I mean, you would think it may be lava because, you know, it looks kind of reddish, but we see Mitch going for the boat swag here, hoping to get good juju for the upcoming hands. Alright, here we go. Mitch heading into the hands layer here. What's it gonna be? Alright, he gets the second hand. Let's see how Chuck does here. He also gets the second hand. So that's 2 combined. And the second hand is technically the faster hand out of the 3. Oh, Mitch gets the third hand as well. Chuck doesn't. And Chuck takes the lead. Heading into the fast airship. I don't know how to end the hand thing. So now both of them are in the fast airship. Chuck has a slight lead due to not getting the third hand. But it's not over until it's over, folks. And also, this is a very dangerous airship as well. There's a lot of open pit surrounding the entire level. Alright, Chuck heading into Boom Boom's lair. So it's gonna be roughly 20 seconds. Alright, we see Chuck in 8-1 now. Which is a very fun level to have with Fire Flower. As well as Hammer Suit. Because you can get P-Speed very early. And Chuck does that very nicely. Mitch is going to put on the star so he can preserve his Hammer Suit. Very, very good play. Getting P-Speed as well. Alright, so 8-2 for Chuck. Gonna try to avoid that sun and keep his Fire Flower at the same time. Getting very nice fire kills on those Piranha Plants. Maintaining P-Speed. Gonna see Mitch do the same thing here. It's actually a lot nicer to have the Hammer Suit in 8-2 because you have a much bigger window to kill those Piranha Plants. So we see Mitch get through it very nicely. Like, having Hammer Suit in 8-2 is very cool to watch. Now, both of them are in the fortress. Chuck activating the P-switch to get in the door in the first cycle. Otherwise, he would have to, like, repress the switch again and then wait for this section to move. Takes care of Boom Boom. And then Mitch is also heading towards Boom Boom's lair. It's gonna take 1 or 2 hammers to kill him. I think it's just 1 hammer. And now we're heading into the super tank level. And I know Glib has a strat for this. I keep on forgetting what it's called because it's like very long and has to do something with shooting fireballs to the right. As we'll see Chuck do that right here. Here we go. Raccoon Dog has it. The world famous, patented, day 1 affiliate, Oglib Super Tank Strat TM. So as you see Chuck do, he just kept on shooting fireballs and stayed to the right side of the screen, so he was like practically invulnerable to the rocky wrenches. Mitch, on the other hand, he's just gonna stomp on them once he sees them, because he's not really able to do that with the hammer suit. Oh, they added with the vengeance to it? Okay. With the vengeance. There. Alright. It's getting very close, folks. Oh my goodness. Chuck takes care of Boom Boom. Approaching the very last level of the game, Bowser's Castle. Mitch also taking care of Boom Boom. Chuck is not going for the clip at the very start of this level. But he's going to want to keep his Fire Flower here. He does get that second clip, however, which Nintendo Power does acknowledge. Alright, he gets P-Speed. Kind of gets caught up on one of the Koopa statues. But still gets through just fine. Mitch is right on his trail here. It takes 35 fireballs to kill Bowser. And Chuck does it. And then for Mitch, he also kills Bowser. Oh my gosh. That is absolutely incredible. We're gonna see Chuck finish first with an official SRL time of 52:21, and Mitch finishes with the SRL time of 52:27. Wow. My gosh, that is probably the most insane race I've ever seen. That was very close. Oh my gosh, I'm speechless. That is very exciting. So Chuck ends up defeating Mitch Flowerpower here in this race. And moves on to the semifinals against Cujo. I'm gonna see if we can get both gentlemen in here. We see Chuck.
Well.
All right.
Oh, hey, you moved me. I wasn't ready. I was still trying to.
Hello.
Oh man.
So here I am, joined by both Chuck and Mitch. Holy cow, guys! What a race, both of you.
It was insane.
It was
a close race the whole time.
Oh my gosh. I think, Mitch, you were basically ahead for like the majority of the race, and then it just basically, like, the hands decided everything.
Yeah, it was the
right
hands.
there.
I got 2, he got 1.
Man.
I got lucky in 5, and you didn't, but you got lucky in 6, and I didn't. We like switched back and forth with that.
Yeah, didn't we? Did we both get third try 7-1 as well?
We did, yep.
Yeah.
And I called it too.
That was clenching through the entire race.
Oh yeah.
Like it was just a mini stroke for the whole the whole 52 minutes.
The 742 is always a nightmare. That's the worst.
Yeah, that was a heart racing moment for sure. But
Oh yeah.
man, I've been the entire day. Just I've been a nervous wreck anticipating this race. But man, it was.
Congrats, man! Congratulations, dude. You're on
Thanks.
to the finals with Cujo. Now you get to have more mini strokes.
Yeah, no kidding.
I'm free, man. I'm free at last.
Yeah, you'll tear it up through the second round. But man, it was an honor, and
yeah,
I'm just glad it's over.
You had some really lame World 5 movements. I saw that.
Yeah,
I
had
getting
a
the
really
movement of 4.
Yeah, I had a bad World 1 too. That was just nerves all over the place. That was just spaghetti, man.
We cleaned up by World 3. I saw.
Yeah, it felt like we kind of fell into our grooves and just started playing normally. But man, the whole I hope the viewers enjoyed that, because that had to have been one heck of a watch.
Oh yeah, oh man, no, for sure.
Yeah, they were going pretty nuts, that's for sure. Yeah, that was a very exciting race. Both deathless as well. Like,
I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. I'm glad we were able to put on a good show.
You guys definitely lived up to the hype. Like, I was trying to like commentate both of you guys' races. And I'm like, man, it's so hard to keep track of them both because they're basically neck and neck. But it was definitely an honor calling the race for you guys.
Oh man,
a hell of a show. And yeah, Chuck, as we mentioned, Chuck does move on against Cujo in the next round. As for you, Mitch, I think you have a little bit of a breathing room here. It's going to be a while until you race again, so you get to chill and relax for a little.
Yeah, like I said, I'm free, man. Stress free now. There is another Warpless tournament, but that's not for a while. So.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, what's
another one coming up?
Yep.
All right. Well, I'll keep my eyes peeled.
So, Chuck, what are your thoughts going up against Cujo in the next round?
The waiters bracket, yo, thanks.
Oh gosh, I mean, what's scary is that what was my time? 52:21. That would that's not good enough to beat Cujo's last race time. So taking that into consideration, I've got to step up even more.
Definitely don't take that. My last race time was a 51:40.
Oh, I know.
Don't take that in consideration. Just think about 7-1.
Yeah, I after my previous race, I've done a lot of 7-1 quote unquote practice, if you can even practice that level, but just
right.
Because it's been getting me down so much lately.
Dude, when I saw that happen to you in your last race, I was like, that's not even fair.
Because everything else went great, and then 7-1 just wrecks me, and it's been so frustrating. So I was grateful that it didn't happen today.
When I didn't get it first try, I was like, don't do this to me, baby. Come on now. Snap back in there. But it worked. We got it.
Yeah, and I think I saw both of you go for the duck jump for the 7-1 clip.
Yeah, duck jump first try is always the best case scenario.
Yeah, it's been working better for me lately. If there is a thing that works better.
Yeah, see, the way I look at it is it's really hard to undershoot it if you duck jump. But whenever you try and do the standing up one, sometimes you'll jump into the wall and you don't even get a chance to test. Yeah, you don't even get the chance to test it, right? You don't have that problem if you do the duck jump.
That overall that should increase your chances by some percentage.
At least your ability to get up in, that 90 degree.
Yeah.
Like 4 times in a row, just like undershooting it, that would suck.
Oh man, that really, it's hard not to tilt after that.
Yeah, I mean, like, both of you guys had a really good World 7 overall, especially playing 7-4-2. I was
That's a nightmare.
Like, barely. I was like getting all these crazy feels going on. It's like, oh my gosh, what's gonna happen here? Like, these guys are so close. But
we
the
both had
hammer
a
suits
spill up at the end of 7-8, I think it was.
Yeah, I clipped through the block and at the front of the fire nipper platform. I clipped into that front block and managed to keep it together.
Yeah, so that's pretty crazy. Like again, GG to both of you guys. I don't want to keep you all too long. I know you got stuff to do and whatnot, so we'll go ahead and.
I gotta go.
Yeah,
GG, man, and good luck. Good luck. I can't wish for you to win because I want both of you guys to win. But good luck. You're gonna put on a show. You know, I think you'll do great, Chuck. You'll do great. And if 7-1 doesn't work, it doesn't work. You know, not much we can do about it.
I know.
Try not to let it get you down.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, no problem. You did great, man. Good job.
Thank you, and good luck to you and the rest. I know you'll tear it up.
All right, guys, take it easy.
Later.
Take care, gentlemen. All right, and with that, let's see what's coming up next on Speed Gaming here. If I can navigate through the schedule, just so we know what's going on. So it looks like there is a Link to the Past randomizer happening right now over on Speed Gaming 5. And about half an hour later, there is a Link's Awakening 100% tournament over on Speed Gaming 2, so on this channel. And then we also have Luigi's Mansion over at Speed Gaming 2 at 7 o'clock Eastern, along with Celeste on Speed Gaming 3. And Zelda 1 Randomizer on Speed Gaming 5. And then also, it's a very packed Thursday. And we also have another SMB3 Warpless race between Ibuba and Narfman at 9 o'clock Eastern over on this same exact channel. So there's a lot of content happening on Speed Gaming. But anyways, with that, I bid you all adieu. I am Supersonic 71087. I hope you all enjoy the race, and we will see you next time.